Welcome to another episode of the Bandage Podcast, a weekly wrap-up of the most trending healthcare news. Each week, we'll discuss the latest in healthcare, health IT, and compliance.
In this week's episode, we discuss a breakthrough surgery for acid reflux, a breakthrough in vaccine offerings, and an outbreak of the Marburg virus. This is episode 177 for the week of March 20th. I'm Matt Moneypenny.
And I'm Albert Battistelli.
Before we get started, our diagnosis code of the week is V04.90XA, or hit by a Mack truck.
What?
What kind of truck? A Mack truck.
A Mack truck.
You think this is good branding awareness?
I think it is. Do you think every brand of vehicle has its own diagnosis code? Like hit
I don't know.
by
I think they lobbied for it.
I don't know. Hit by like a Kawasaki golf cart.
Subaru Impreza. This diagnosis code was brought to you by Subaru.
Right.
That's like a new guerrilla marketing strategy. They're like, hey,
it might
what
be.
if we just got published in medical journals? Like,
right.
So then doctors see it, and then we plant the seed, and they're like, I want one of those. I want a Corvette because I saw a patient come in that got hit by one, and they survived, luckily, because this isn't
and there was
that
barely
morbid.
any damage to it. So it's a sturdy vehicle.
That's what I want. Anyways, whoa, Mack trucks. Let's get into it. First up, we got a list for Israel.
First for Israel?
A first for Israel. This is real. This story is real. It's about Israel. Specialists in Jerusalem have performed for the first time in Israel an innovative endoscopic procedure that successfully treats patients suffering from heartburn, acid reflux, and can come instead of surgery. The minimally invasive endoscopic operation, called transoral incisionless fundopilation, reconstructs the valve between the stomach and esophagus. Fundopilation means folding of the fundus, the tissue at the top of the stomach. Transoral means the procedure is done through the mouth without any external incisions, and TIF can replace open surgery that involves a long recovery and makes possible a quick return to routine without incisions within 24 hours. This is actually huge.
That's crazy.
Out of all the subjects we've talked about, I feel like this one is up there because
who knew fundopilation?
Heartburn isn't. Heartburn can lead to some lasting effects, but it is such a pain in the butt.
Yep.
I feel like everyone who gets it, everyone gets it. That's what I feel like. At the end of the day, everyone probably gets it at some point, because if you like spicy food, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. So. Godspeed. This is great. No, I think it's really cool. Anytime you can take a surgery that normally would be like laying a person up for a while and make it something that's a little more quick and efficient and gets them back home as soon as possible, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's sweet.
Plus, we get to say fundopilation.
Right, which is fun. Depilation.
All right, next up, speaking of Israel, researchers from Tel Aviv University and the Israel Institute for Biological Research have developed the world's first mRNA vaccine effective against bacteria. By modifying proven mRNA technology used to fight COVID and other viral pathogens, the scientists developed a single-dose vaccine that fully protects mice against the plague, the lethal disease that killed millions of people during the Middle Ages and is still around today. The researchers hope to adapt the vaccine for other diseases, especially ones caused by antibiotic-resistant bacteria that could lead to a fast-spreading pandemic.
Whoa, is this an Israel podcast this week?
I guess so.
It might be. Whoa, a lot of big medical action going on over there. Good for them.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of the result of the lasting, just the result. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't because of COVID, I feel like.
Right, for sure.
Maybe it would have, but I feel like it probably happened faster because of COVID occurring.
Yeah, there's an urgency behind studying these kind of pathogens and stuff now.
Does that mean that we're going to be cure of all things related to mRNA?
Knock on, hopefully.
That is crazy.
That would be pretty amazing if that were the case.
That would be amazing. Just imagine a world, Albert. Just imagine it.
It's hard to imagine.
It's hard to imagine that world.
It's hard to imagine, but that'd be great. Keep researching, people.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Let's figure it out. Let's see what happens.
I'm sure the people dying of the plague were like, could you imagine a world without the plague? And they were like, I can't even imagine it. And now here we are living
Well,
in
let
it.
me snap my fingers and get it done.
Right. So maybe.
Next up, here we go again. The World Health Organization confirmed an outbreak of the deadly Marburg virus disease in the Central African country of Equatorial Guinea on February 13th, 2023. To date, there have been 11 deaths suspected to be caused by the virus, with one case confirmed. The Marburg virus causes a wide range of similar symptoms, including fever, body ache, severe gastrointestinal symptoms like diarrhea and vomiting, lethargy, and sometimes bleeding. Authorities are currently monitoring 48 contacts, 4 of whom have developed symptoms, and 3 of whom are hospitalized as of today. The WHO and the US CDC are assisting Equatorial Guinea in its efforts to stop the outbreak and its spread.
Yep.
I feel like if you're in the World Health Organization, every day is just panic.
Every day. You're on the edge of your seat, man.
It has to be.
You see like 3 people showing the same symptoms in an isolated area, and you're like,
oh my gosh. I just got over this one virus the other day with the flu. What was the one that we were talking? I don't even remember it. What was the one that came by?
Was it the bird flu one? Yeah, bird flu.
Well, there was bird flu, but what was monkeypox?
Monkeypox, yeah. Just find an animal and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, just pick an animal, and the World Health Organization is fighting some outbreak associated with them.
Koala pox soon.
Yeah, koala pox and kangaroo
flu
attacks, stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, wishing the best on the fight. It's got to be scary to be working with the World Health Organization, because you're just constantly fighting diseases and outbreaks. Just negative. Just a negative world. Anyways, let's go into our next segment.
BREACH, Breach Patrol. It's a breach! All of the latest cybersecurity breaches.
Welcome to Breach Patrol. We talk about the latest breaches all across the world. First up, what do we have here?
Taking the right steps. ZOLL Medical Corporation recently began notifying more than 1 million individuals of a healthcare data breach. ZOLL detected suspicious activity within its network on January 28, 2023, and immediately took steps to investigate by consulting with third-party security experts and notifying law enforcement. By February 2nd, ZOLL had determined that names, addresses, social security numbers, and birth dates were potentially compromised. The investigation is still ongoing, but ZOLL notified impacted individuals of the incident and offered 24 months of complimentary identity theft protection services.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a minute since we've had the identity theft protection services comp, but there we are, guys. There we are.
Other companies were they heard us and they were like, man, these guys keep making fun of us because that's the only thing we can do.
Right.
And we'll make fun of it, but it is really the only thing that companies can do other than pay money.
Yeah.
But
and
then
it is a nice gesture. You should do it.
Yeah. And we go to if they don't do that, then they get a lawsuit, class action lawsuit. You get your social security number and you get paid like $30. So it's really a lose-lose no matter what.
For sure.
If you're a victim, if your data is exposed from a company that usually you don't even know existed and had access to it. So, but overall, I'll give them a good response to this because of that.
Yeah.
More people should follow suit with the identity theft protection, because why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I agree. Why not?
Anyways, next we have my back. I think I did it. I think I did it this time, Albert. I think this is the one.
This is the one.
I don't know if I can make it through this. Just kidding. That's the title of this story. Bone and Joint Clinic SC in North Central Wisconsin disclosed a healthcare data breach that potentially impacted an undisclosed number of current and former patients and employees. Bone and Joint suffered a network disruption on January 16, 2023, and launched an investigation into the incident. The practice later determined that an unauthorized party may have acquired some administrative and medical files. The files contained social security numbers, diagnosis and treatment information, and health insurance information. Bone and Joint offered impact individuals 12 months of credit monitoring and identity theft monitoring back to back. Whoa. Back to back with the credit monitoring. People are following suit, it seems. So
yeah, I guess so.
This is going to be a HIPAA breach, obviously, if there's healthcare data involved. So they're doing what they can to protect their patients. They're probably going to have to report this to the HHS. They have to by law, no matter what size it is.
Yep.
So whether or not a fine will be doled out is to be determined, but usually there are fines that are doled out.
Typically.
And the fact that they're giving crediting monitoring, I'm assuming that this is a pretty big number of patients and employees affected, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because they haven't determined it yet. Usually that means they're not comfortable saying, or they just are still looking into it because they want to make sure that the number's right. So it's a 50-50 shot. Flip a coin, and then that'll determine it.
Yeah. And last up, we have another one bites the dust. Nearly 9 million AT&T customers had some of their data compromised following a hack into a marketing vendor's systems. AT&T has announced that individuals impacted by the breach, which has exposed their customer proprietary network information, including their first names, email addresses, wireless account numbers, and wireless phone numbers, have already been notified. However, no social security numbers, credit card details, account passwords, and other sensitive information were involved in the incident. AT&T also emphasized that the intrusion did not impact its systems and that federal law enforcement has already been informed regarding the incident. Nice.
Whoa.
Well, you know what? Silver linings, no social security numbers, no credit card details or passwords.
That would have been very scary if
Really
a
just a
marketing
bunch
firm
of
had
phone
access
numbers and
to
names.
social security numbers.
Right.
That would be, it's like, hey, you're a marketing company. You want these social security numbers by chance to market to them? Good thing they didn't have them because that would be wild.
Wild.
But yeah, silver lining
Wild.
for sure. Not bad.
No.
And that's it for this week's wrap up of your weekly healthcare news. I'm Matt Moneypenny.
And I'm Albert Battistelli.
And we'll see ya next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Bandage Podcast produced by eTactics.